Hello and welcome to the canal by Ana Paula. We are back again, back again with another video. I'm so happy to have you back here, and I'm happy to be back here as well. Before we do start with the video, I'd just like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if it's your first time. I'll give you a few minutes. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for popping in and checking what this channel is about. I'm happy to announce that I am going to start a new series, a series of showing you, or sharing with you, that's better, sharing with you how I got to the stage where I am. What are the things that I did, or what are the things that I learned that actually are benefiting to my development as a Christian young lady. So, as you can see in the title below, today I'll be talking about the power of wisdom, and that's where we want to start. That's where I started, obtaining a wisdom, and I want to share with you how you can notice that you're in the right track and why is it so good to have wisdom, why you should even go looking for it in the first place. But enough of introductions, let's get into the video. So, the word of God in Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7, it says that one of the best things that you can do in life is obtain and seek wisdom. Okay, and my life is a big example of that, because if you don't know, I made a few videos speaking exactly of how I got to where I am now and what I did. And one of the things was I took a break, and in that break I decided to read the book of Proverbs. If you don't know, the book of Proverbs is a book of wisdom in the Bible, and that is what I obtained. And like, how do you know you're in the right path, or how do you know when I'm seeking wisdom if it's actually working, if God is actually granting it to me, like it says in James, right? If you seek for wisdom, God is freely and willingly going to give it to you. It's one of the things he has pleasures in giving to you. How do I know that? So that is exactly what I want to share with you guys today. That is exactly what I want to share with you today. How do you know the signs, the tips, or the direction? Okay, the blues clues. This is what we're gonna unpack today. So the first thing that is obvious when you do seek wisdom, or that changes in your life, is humility. You become a humble person. Okay, when you get wisdom, your humility brings you closer to God, because you know it's no longer you, it's Christ in you that's working, it's Christ in you that's moving, that's speaking, that's acting. And there's a certain sense of humbleness or humility that comes out. You know, you no longer want to be a part of drama. You no longer feel pleasure in being exalted so much. Like if someone comes to you and be like, oh yeah, you did that, you'd be like, no, glory be to God. You know, it's not me. You know, and these are the things you notice. Like, you feel so grateful because something of a greater dimension is happening in your life, and then it's not you. Do you understand? So humility is the first thing. Not being around drama, all these things that used to pleasure you before, it doesn't. And you just become this quiet person, but not in a very like bad sense. No, it's just like a more calmer version of you just comes out, a more pleasant version of you just starts to blossom. And second is silence. Okay, when you obtain wisdom, besides you being humble, besides you being more calm, besides you being more angelic, that's a beautiful word, angelic, you become silent. The word of God actually says in Proverbs that you seem wiser when you're quiet. Imagine you're in a group of people and everyone is talking, everyone is going on, and you're just there observing, and you're just there seeing and listening. You actually seem wiser, you look wiser. People are like, what are you thinking? What do you have to say? And that is what happened to me as well. Like, I like to talk a lot, but recently I've gotten to a point where I know now it's not all the time that I need to throw in my 5 cents in a conversation, where I know that it's not always every time that I need to just add my, you know, all the talking I keep for YouTube or Instagram. But like in a group of people, I'm more observant now. Even in a conversation, I do talk a lot, let's not just put that out there, but I do now listen more, you know. And with wisdom, it teaches you that you start being more attentive as to when you should speak, when you should not speak. So that is number 2. And number 3 is your behavior completely changes. Why do I say that? It's because you no longer are the same person. You no longer are who you used to be. You no longer are the same old, like, I am just like that, nothing can change me. No, you change, okay? Your behavior becomes different. You become more aware of what you say. You become more aware of what you do. You become more aware of where you are and who you surround yourself with. Truth be told, that your behavior will attract the people in your life, the right people in your life or the wrong people in your life. Here's my note. It says, it reflects what people want to have around them. What you show people is what will bring their attention. Okay, so in life, people will always judge you based on your behavior, based on what you're showing them. So when you obtain wisdom, wisdom messes with that image, you know. Wisdom changes your behavior. Wisdom actually makes you look and seem, not actually seem, it makes you become someone new, you know. And beautifully, the word of God in Proverbs 2 verse 6, it says, for the Lord grants wisdom from his mouth, and comes understanding and knowledge. When you get wisdom, besides it making you more humble, making you more silent, and changing your behavior completely, you get extra. You get more knowledge and understanding of everything in life in general, not only like normal things, but also for your secular world. You become a person that is more knowledgeable, more wise, more, you know, a person that has something to share and something that will impact someone's life. You know you're growing in wisdom when you are able to see a situation or someone comes to you and you're not just there ranting or, okay, you actually have something wise to say to this person, or you actually have something to help this person go, understanding and knowledge. So that comes along with the package. And also, I just want to remind you guys of the story of Joseph. If you look at the story of Joseph, like, we know that he had wisdom. Why? I'll give the 3 changes that I said in the life of Joseph, just so that you know this actually works and not only from my personal experience. Well, Joseph, remember, he is tempted, right? He's a guy that is young. He's in the house of Potiphar. He's working. He was sent there because of his brother's jealousy. Remember the story? That very story. The guy with the coat, the colorful coat, him. So he sent there because of his brothers and everything, but because he was humble, when he was tempted, he knew that he could not disobey his God. He knew that it was no longer him who lives, but God who lives in him. He knew that he deserved to give honor to God with his body. So he was humble enough to know and say, look, I can't sin against my God and I can't sin against my Lord in the house. So he did not do it because of his humility and his position where he knew where he stood in front of God. And also, he was silent. Because imagine, after she tried to tempt him, he ran away. But he didn't go out there talking, be like, yeah, you know, the boss's wife, she wanted to get me, you know, I'm hot and everything. No, he did not do that at all. He went in silence. I'm sure he went and prayed and was like, you know, he knew it wasn't a situation that he needed to be talking about and everything. He was silent. He knew when to speak. He knew when to, you know, he was silent. That's what I want to emphasize. And last, his behavior completely changed. Like, not completely changed, but his behavior was different from everyone else. He still treated her well. He still showed with respect. He was still a person that knew how to behave because of the wisdom that came from God. Now, imagine if he didn't have the wisdom from God. What would happen to him? Do you understand? Yes, he went to jail, and yes, and all of that was just God's divine intervention because he needed to be king eventually. But that's just to show you his attitude was all a fruit of wisdom from God. And that was way back in the Old Testament. I am a result of the wisdom as well, and you too can be a result of wisdom, but you need to seek it. The word of God in Proverbs 8 verse 11 says, for wisdom is more valuable than rubies. Okay, nothing can compare to it. Nothing you desire can compare to it. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. So I want to encourage you, seek wisdom. Read the book of Proverbs more than once. Go through it like 3 times a year if you can. You know, just try to seek. And another book that I've also come to know that is very good is the book of James. James is like the the Proverbs in the New Testament. Read that, you know, like seek the word of God. It's going to change you, but it's going to change you for the good. And that is the power of wisdom. Wisdom transform. I like to encourage you to be like Solomon and ask for wisdom. I can guarantee you, look at me. I can guarantee you that God will add more than you can imagine. Because Solomon's like, Lord, I just want wisdom. Lord's like, because of that, I'm gonna give you riches, I'm gonna give you abundance. And let that be the focus, but I can guarantee you God will give you more than what you ask for. But start with wisdom. And yeah, that is what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you are inspired to seek wisdom like I did. And yes, this is the new series, things that I have done, or things that I'm doing, or things that I'm learning, and I want to share with you. Okay, hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, please. And if you'd like to, you can follow me on social media. I have a lot of content on Instagram, and I'm always there to help and support and pray for you. So until the end of the video, thank you.